are still in it. But my question is, what would you do if Arsenal bottle the league? I suppose, do you think you'll now bottle it? And what will you do if you do?
To be honest, Terry, it's frustrating because the amount of people I've seen that are sitting there going, "Oh, it don't matter, we're overachieving anyway." That loser mindset's got to go, mate. Yeah, like Kenny said it to me yesterday. He said the process has ended. Yeah, the process has ended. We're in a title race. Yeah, we're in a title race. The process is finished. So stop getting emotionally attached to managers and players at the club. And people are saying, "Oh, but you're emotionally attached to Tierney." I hope he leaves. Real talk. I hope Kieran Tierney leaves and goes somewhere that appreciates him, because this fan base don't deserve a player like that. Yeah, if we had 11 Kieran Tierneys on the pitch, we would have been pissing the title anyway. Yeah, none of this inverted crap. But I watch Real Madrid every week, right? Camavinga's playing left back at the minute because both of their left backs are injured. Yeah, he'll play again tonight at left back, I think. Yeah, I guarantee he ain't inverted. Why? Because Ancelotti don't complicate crap. In terms of bottling, if we bottle it, if we don't beat Southampton, it's completely over, mate. Yeah, real talk, it's completely over if we don't get a result against them. Yeah, we've now got to go to the Etihad and get something, which, let's be real, we had to anyway, but it's not looking great. And we're conceding way too many goals. And when I was mentioning this, when I was doing it with Kenny and Jez on the podcast, and Kenny's going to the games and he's saying we're conceding too many chances. Bournemouth game, Palace had a couple of chances, Fulham had a few chances. We're getting shots against us left, right, and centre. We were told, shut up, we're still top, stop being negative. Now, all of a sudden, 2 games in a row, we've gone 2-0 up and not finished the game off and conceded 2 in both. We conceded 11 goals in our last 9 games. Yeah, that's not good enough if you want to win a title, mate. Yeah, and listen, we might end up winning it, and I hope we do. But right now, as it stands right now, Man City are unstoppable, mate. Yeah, and the pressure is well and truly on us. And it just shows in the last 2 games that when the pressure is on us, we don't handle it very well. Because the pressure ain't really been on us for most of the season. But now it's coming into the final 10 games. Now they can see the finish line. All of a sudden, we're playing great football for half an hour and then stopping. Why? And we've had a whole week, right, to think about what went wrong at Anfield. And then we're going to do exactly the same at West Ham. Like, mate, against West Ham, Everton, and West Ham, Everton, and Southampton, we've taken 2 points this season. West Ham, Everton, and Southampton away, we've taken 2 points. That's not great. Yeah, and we were winning all 3 of them games. No, sorry, I'm lying. We wasn't winning the Everton game. We lost 1-0. Southampton, we were 1-0 up and drew 1-1. If that game went 5 more minutes, they would have nicked it. Yeah, West Ham, we were 2-0 up, cruising, and then didn't win. Right, and there's games this season where he's messed it up. Yeah, and the players have messed it up. But the problem is the standards have been so low for years that even if we don't win it, people are going to laud it up as a great success.
Kind of what you said about the loser mentality. I pulled up on this yesterday. I feel like Arsenal fans shouldn't be overly panicking right now. I think you shouldn't be throwing your toys out the pram. You can still, if you beat Southampton, which I think you will, you go into the City game 7 points clear. I think the pressure's on them because any slip up gives you such a big advantage.
And we played Chelsea before they played West Ham.
Yeah. So you played first.
Yeah, potentially go 10 points clear if we nick a draw at City.
You nick a win, even more can happen. And Gary Neville's been quite damning of Arsenal times this year, but equally said these title deciding clashes, although City are the favourites, they can go any way. But I also feel like Arsenal fans need to become a little tougher with their team. So, and this is where I think football fans have got to learn, and maybe fans of Man United, fans of Arsenal, we haven't really experienced this because our team, in the since the social media era has become a thing, our clubs have been pants up until this year, really. And I don't think our fan bases get the balance right between ridiculous abuse and wrapping our players in cotton wool, making them weak. I think there needs to be a middle of, you really let us down. You were really poor. It was a terrible weekend. We want better. But I love you. I back you. Please go and do it next week. It's always too much of one or not enough of the other. It's so polarized. It's unbelievable.
Because nobody's allowed to criticize anyone. Let me read this stuff out. It's going to take me a few minutes to read this out. And apologies to anyone who's seen me read this out on every stream I've been on since Sunday, yeah? Right?
Read it.
Michael Oliver has been assigned as the referee for the Man City Arsenal game. Go and read the comments on this tweet, yeah? Right? It's just full of Arsenal fans crying about the ref. Why is it only Arsenal fans crying about the ref?
Send me a link to the tweet. Send me a link to the tweet. You can.
I'll do that after.
Okay,
somebody
cool.
sent me it. I think I can't even get on Twitter. Yeah, somebody sent me it. Right, only fan base on the planet to cry with the referees. Right, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said if they were 7 points clear, well, we're actually 8. It would be a disaster, leading the whole way to give it away in the last 3 matches or so. It's a disaster. It doesn't matter if you are thinking, not thinking to be number 1 at the beginning of the season. You've been number 1 the whole way. Yeah, he then goes on. We don't know what's going to happen next season. Yeah, everyone's going to get stronger. They might not be in this position again. Yeah, it's not a terrible season, but they would have given it away. Absolutely spot on, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen next season. If we look at Leicester, 2 seasons in a row, they were super close to getting 4th, and now they're 19th. So it can spin like that, mate. Yeah, can spin like that. Right? Let's go to Ian Wright. AFTV are promoting this crap again. Yeah. Yeah, we're the second youngest team in the league, and we're fighting off a monster in Man City. We're keeping this league alive. Okay, well, in 2009 Champions League semi-final against Man United, our squad was younger. Nobody mentioned young teams back then. Yeah, Henry Winter, he's gone down in my estimations, this guy. I thought he was the best journalist out there. But after reading this is shambolic, right? Arsenal aren't bottling it. That's naive and disrespectful. Just paying for individual mistakes. Xhaka versus Trent, Partey versus Rice, Saka missed pen. Okay, well, every single goal that goes in is an individual error. Even if it's a 30-yard screamer, the centre-back didn't close him down, the DM weren't there, didn't slide in quick enough. Every single goal that goes in is an individual error. So let's stop chatting crap here, right? Games and titles are defined by details. Nobody pre-season expected young Gunners, why do they keep putting this in, to be in title contention? I went City, loads did, AFC are ahead of schedule. Been waiting 19 years, mate. We're way behind schedule. Right?
You knocked the stadium down for this.
Exactly. Right. Young squad. Okay. Erling Haaland is 22 years old and scored 47 goals this season. How many people have mentioned his age? None. But when Bukayo Saka misses a penalty and drops 2 stinkers on the bounce, he's only young. What's his age got to do with anything? If he's good enough, he's old enough. Nobody's mentioning Vinicius Junior's age or Haaland's age or Pedri's age. Yeah, because it's only an excuse when you don't achieve, yeah, or you drop stinkers. Yeah, Erling Haaland has scored 47 goals and he's 1 year older than Bukayo Saka. Nobody's mentioned his age, mate. Let's continue. I mentioned earlier about Pep giving up 2 2-goal leads. Has that ever happened? Somebody help me. Gary Neville sitting there saying Arsenal's season would have been an unbelievable season even if they finished second. Thank God Roy Keane brought a bit of sense to the situation. Yeah, by saying no, it ain't. Yeah, he's saying, I'm not saying they won't be disappointed, Neville said, but if you look from the outside, they wouldn't have had a terrible season. He said it would have been a terrible season if they finished second, Gary. Well, it would. Fair play to Roy Keane. This is the one that gets me, though, yeah? This goes on for quite a while, Tel, so bear with me. Right? It's a must-win game. Okay, well, we didn't win. Now what? I don't matter. Brush that under the carpet. Let's move on to the next one. Well, it ain't a must-win game then if nobody's held accountable. Right? So let's carry on. Zero accountability, yeah, and brush everything under the carpet for every shit show that we have, yeah, then you are part of the problem. Yeah, because you're pandering to this loser mentality that is rife in modern football, especially in the UK. Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. Right? I mentioned about Jorginho. We signed him for experience. He then plays Kivior at Anfield instead. Yeah, we then need legs and physicality against West Ham. He subs on Jorginho. Right? AFTV spinning another narrative from some Football London 19-year-old kid who's a football trends writer or something. I don't know. If Arsenal don't win the league this season, I'm very confident they'll do it next year, similar to how Liverpool did it in the 19/20 season. This team's only going to get better. Who says they're only going to get better? Well, I've just mentioned Leicester. Who says they're going to get better? Let's continue. Martin Odegaard signing a signed shirt for Declan Rice. Fair play. That might be for a family member who supports Arsenal. Why was the moment captured on film? And as soon as they finished signing it, they just literally walked around the corner. Why didn't you do that around the corner? All PR, all BS. Would Mark Noble have asked Patrick Vieira for a signed shirt after a 2-2? No, he wouldn't. Let's continue. Yeah, we have a thin squad. Okay, so why was everyone rating the 2 transfer windows in the summer and January 8 out of 10 then? Yeah, Ray Parlour giving it last week. No one expected this. Cool. Yeah, when we're 8 points clear, why is it only Arsenal fans that can't change their expectations of a season? Yeah, would Ray Parlour have sat in the dressing room with the legends that are normally behind me because I've got green on, I can't wear it, Right? Would he have sat there and said, "Don't worry, Thierry, don't worry, Paddy. Don't matter if we finish second, mate. Nobody expected us to win the league this season." Of course he wouldn't. Yeah. But it's always an excuse for not winning. Yeah. Right. Let's continue. Arsene Wenger lowered the standards of this club so low that he even said top 4 is bigger than the 2 cups. Yeah. And this fan base en masse online mimic this loser. Right. And he was a loser for the last decade. Right. That they sit there and go, top 4. Oh, we can't compete. It's okay. It's a young team. Yeah, no one expected this. Absolute losers. The day Qataris or Saudis buy us, this ends. So please, Bayern Munich, Oliver Kahn, one of the greatest goalkeepers you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, one of the hierarchy at Bayern, does a speech at a gala dinner in front of the team that had just been battered 3-0 by Man City. Yeah, it was like a funeral, mate. You could hear a pin drop. They're all heads down in their suits. Right? This comment on YouTube off that video, it's hard to imagine that a team like Bayern Munich cannot invest in serious PR experts, yeah, who knows how to write a motivational speech or to teach the Bayern leading man how to speak, because what Khan said was in no way anything motivational. Okay, well, the state of that comment about PR sums up modern football. Bayern don't do PR, they do winning. And since we last won a league title after smashing a stadium down to be like them, they have had 16 managers in 19 years and won 38 trophies.